Oh, wow. You guys see that? Gee. What up, everybody? Good morning. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. All right. Just like that. Just like that. So this morning, I woke up and I saw this crazy candlestick or a big spike in the Bitcoin price. It went from like 27,900, 27,800 to like 30,000, like that in the span of 20 minutes. About $57 billion went into Bitcoin and it pumped the price, right? All because some poor bastard, maybe not poor after all, maybe not poor after this, or if he planned it right, he released news on I think it's called Cointelegram. It's like an Instagram or like a crypto slash news, I guess, website. They released a tweet that said that the ETF for BlackRock got approved. And in the time it took to fact check that, about 20 minutes or so, 33 minutes. Hey, what's up, Captain Dan? Welcome. What up, Leonard? What up? Let's go. What up, Carl? Round of applause from the live studio audience. But in the span of time that it took for other people to get involved and fact check this guy this tweet that said that the BlackRock ETF got approved, Bitcoin pumped about 10%, right? Around $57 billion got moved into it, right? Which is crazy, right? Which tells you that there was money waiting on the side to go in, right? So anyway, I would say this was like a drill. This was a drill. I mean, some people lost money because they thought it was for real and they went all in at 30,000 and instantly lost some value there. But the losses aren't. Oh, some people trade leverage, which means don't ever do this. Don't trade leverage. You know what? Let's talk about this during the Why We Stack segment. But this is really good, really exciting stuff's happening right now in the Bitcoin space. So let's get to the regular show and we'll talk about this during the Why We Stack segment. So here we go. First order of business is Sat Strength. This is where we talk about the price of Bitcoin and the strength. How many Satoshis can you buy for a single dollar today? Let's go. Stacking pineapples, Captain Dan. Today, the price of Bitcoin is 28,708, and you can buy 3,483 Satoshis for a single dollar. Watch that number. The number will continue to go lower as the dollar continues to debase. The price of Bitcoin will continue to go up. All right, so there it is. $3,483 83 Satoshis for a single dollar. If you're walking down the street minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you'll have 35 Satoshis for a single penny. I know the prices might be going up like crazy, but right now it's still a good deal. It's still on sale. Okay? All right. That is the Sat Strength. That's the Sat Strength right there. Let's jump in to Why We Stack. All right. Now we're going to talk about what happened today in more detail. Okay. Real quick. So what happened was that fake news came out about the BlackRock ETF being approved. It took about 20 to 30 minutes for it to get debunked. But in that span of 20 to 30 minutes, people were going in to buy Bitcoin like crazy. It pumped the price about 10%. Okay. And once the news came out that it wasn't true, then the price dropped back down to where it was, even though right now it dropped back to where it was on the initial pump of the news. It's actually recovered some of that and gone back up about 3%. About 3%. Right? So it went up like about 8 to 10%. It dropped back down to where it was before the pump, and then now it's back up about 3%, 4%. So it's recovered almost. It's almost back up to where the pump. No, it's not. No, it's about halfway, a little bit under halfway to where the pump took us. But anyway, the idea here is that maybe this was a drill, right? Maybe the likelihood of the Bitcoin ETF getting approved for BlackRock and for all these other companies is so good that people are just ready to hear the news, and as soon as they hear the news, they're gonna have their confirmation in place, and they're gonna jump in and try to make that money. And for us, the idea is that we got to be in before this happens. Okay, we got to be in one whole Bitcoin before the ETF gets approved, before the halving happens, and we don't know when the ETF is going to get approved. Okay, so that's what sucks. My initial reaction when I saw this morning, before I realized it was fake, was like, I felt like I got punched in the stomach. Okay, I felt like I got punched in the stomach because my first thought was like, oh shoot, I was just talking to some of my family members about this yesterday, right? I was just talking to some of my family members yesterday saying, like, when the ETFs get approved, the price of Bitcoin is going to go so high that we won't be able to buy sats at these levels maybe ever again, right? The days of 3,493 Satoshis for a single dollar will be long gone. And my exact words were, maybe you'll get 349 sats for a dollar, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. So if you're new to Bitcoin and you don't understand what's happening, and you think, man, I missed it, it's $28,627. There's no way I can get into it. Don't be discouraged. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin in order to hold Bitcoin, okay? Just like you don't have to have a whole dollar in order to have US dollar, in order to have US currency, right? You can have 50 cents, and 50 cents is still money. It's still a dollar. It's still US dollar, but it's less than a dollar, okay? So, but it still counts as US dollar. Just like a Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin, and you need 100 million Satoshis to complete one whole Bitcoin. But if you're holding some Satoshis, you're in essence holding fractions of a Bitcoin, which have the same benefits as having a whole Bitcoin. Okay. And why that's important? It's important because it tells you that you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You can start investing slow and steady as you go, but gotta get to one Bitcoin before this thing gets approved and before the halving happens in, I think, April 2024. Man, because the longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to get because our dollars are weakening, and the more weaker dollars you'll need to buy the same assets. All right. So with that said, I hope you guys understand. If there's any questions in the chat, please put it in the chat. If you have a question, it's very likely that someone else has that same question, but maybe they're not willing to post it, but they still need the answer. Okay. So you got to be able to ask your questions, and if you have a question, it makes sense that you have the knowledge that you need to make the right decisions. Okay, so don't take my word for it. Even though I'm on here bullish as ever, which means I'm so pumped about Bitcoin that I think it's like the best asset to invest in. That's my opinion, guys. I've spent like a ton of time researching and reading up about it and trying to understand these different things. And maybe I made a mistake along the way, and maybe I'm wrong, right? But from all I've seen and all the people that are in the space that are genuinely in Bitcoin or appear to be, like, these are some pretty smart people that I would consider smarter than me, right? And the way things are explained, the way I understand it from the research I've done from all these different sources, it all seems to come together and make sense in a way that I understand it. that I feel comfortable in investing in Bitcoin as my primary store of value, right? But it could be different for you. You might need to take more time to research, right? But that's fine. Take the time to research. If you have questions, ask the questions. That's the whole idea. The whole idea of this show is to show you how easy it is to start investing in Bitcoin. And once you start to learn it and understand it on your own, you will naturally come to the conclusion that the US dollar steals from us, and Bitcoin is our defense against that thievery, that debasement of our money. Okay? All right. So that said, it's exciting. So let's go back to the story. I woke up and I was like, dang, I just got done telling my family they need to stack harder. And I warned them that one day we're gonna wake up and the candle is gonna be off the chart, and the price of Bitcoin is gonna be through the roof, and we're never gonna be able to afford it at this price again. And I thought this morning was a day, and I was like, oh no. I just told them, I just reminded them, and they're super excited about it, but they need more time. You guys need more time to accumulate your one Bitcoin. I get it, but you gotta start working on it, okay? Because we don't know how much time we have to accumulate that Bitcoin before it's too expensive for us to accumulate a whole Bitcoin, and then everybody's gonna be talking about getting to 0.1 Bitcoin as the goal, right? It's crazy, right? Imagine 10x is your value. It's in there, and next thing you know, it's not affordable for everybody to be able to get to one Bitcoin. It kind of isn't already, right? But anyway, sell the stuff you don't need. Stack harder. Stack the hardest you've ever stacked, right? Because you saw the preview of what's going to happen, right? That was the mini preview of what's going to happen. If that news was true, and hey, and maybe it is true, and they released it at the wrong time, right? Maybe they have a press release ready to go, and it was supposed to be released tomorrow, and it got accidentally released today, right? I don't know. We don't know that. All we know is that there's no roadblocks to moving forward with like the SEC approval of those ETFs, right? There's no there's some delays, right? But dude, it seems like it's imminent, but who knows? That's why we stack every day, because when it happens, we're gonna be ready, right? Get to your goal, get to your target, and then scale back maybe on your stacking to whatever you feel comfortable with, right? But get to your goal. Pick a goal, get to it, and start stacking. And we talked about this before. Don't get sucker punched when you after my initial thought of like, oh man, it's too soon. My family and friends need more time to accumulate. My second thought was like, ah, dang it, I should have just bought more. I still have stuff in my house I could sell. Was like, damn it, I messed up. I messed up by not selling all this random stuff I still have in my house that I don't use, right? Like I still need to get rid of some stuff. I still need to either eBay or OfferUp, whatever. Liquidation. Liquidation is the name of the game. Get those sats, because guess what? If you have like an old bike sitting in the garage, it's been sitting there for years and you don't even ride it anymore, sell it, right? Sell it, because the money you're going to get from that bike is money that you weren't expecting anyway. So that money can go directly into buying sats. And guess what? In 5 years or 4 years or 2 years or 1 year, even if you decide to become a cyclist, that same amount of money that was stored in that bicycle in your garage now could buy you like the best bike humanity has ever invented, right? And you'll have some change, right? That's what I mean. It's like so transformative. Okay, so again, any questions? Put them in the chat. If you're new here and I have not sent you 1,000 sats, you have to subscribe. Wait that minute. Type something in the chat, and I'll send you 1,000 sats over the Lightning Network today during the live stream. Okay. All right. So that being said, on the show, we not only talk about stacking Bitcoin, we not only tell you why you should stack Bitcoin, but we also stack Bitcoin ourselves on the show, and we have a show bag, our show position. So let's talk about that during the stack recap. All right, so the show stack is back to positive. Let's go. When the price of Bitcoin was below our average buy price, did we panic and sell at a loss? Heck no. We doubled down. We bought more Bitcoin because we knew the price was eventually going to come back up. Okay? And why do we know the price is eventually going to go up and keep going up? Because the money printers don't stop. Right? The US Gov is always printing money. Let's see if this loads. Let it load. The US Gov is always printing money, and when they print money, they debase your money. And when they debase your money, you need to use more dollars to buy the same stuff. That's called inflation. And all inflation works with you if you're holding an asset like real estate, and it works with you when you're holding something like Bitcoin. The best is to hold Bitcoin. There it goes. On our way to $34 trillion in debt, and no end in sight, no hopes of whoever is in power, whoever is in office, Republicans, Democrats, or other, they will all continue to use the money printer and fund things that they don't want to take to you, the voters. So whenever you save in Bitcoin, whenever you stack in Bitcoin, it's like you're voting to end all that shenanigans, to end all the shenanigans. Vote every day like we vote every day here on Stack Sats Show. Okay. All right, that's it for the hype. That's what we got. All right, so today, since the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price, today we're only going to buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, it seems like we're not even doing it justice by buying only $10. But them's are the rules of the show. The rules of the show do not apply to my personal stash or your personal stash. These are just the rules for the show to keep it interesting and to have something consistent, right? The example that we're trying to set here is that we're buying consistently $10 a day, Monday through Friday, $20 a day if the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price. So today, our average buy price. So today we're only buying $10 worth of Bitcoin. All right. And that brings us to the final segment of the show, which is it's time to stack some sats. As you know, we like to stack sats with Swan Bitcoin. If you want to stack sats like I stack sats here on the show, you can go to stacksatshow.com/Swan for $10 worth of free Bitcoin. A free Bitcoin. And when you do that, sign up, do your first $10 buy, you'll get I think after 30 days, Leonard, you'll get $10 worth of free Bitcoin. It's like an extra stack for you. Okay? All right. So we're buying $10 today. Let me preview this. And I have a special announcement. If we get 100 live viewers during the live stream for episode 100, I will do a $1,000 stack. If not, then we'll do a $100 stack anyway for the 100th episode. So come by for that. Come back for that on let's see when it's actually gonna happen. Let me check our show notes. We're on episode 83 right now. All right, yeah. Episode 83, so let's see. 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. It'll be not this Wednesday coming up, but the Wednesday after next. So next Wednesday. One. So today's the 83rd episode. 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. Oh no, it's next Tuesday. Not tomorrow, but next Tuesday will be episode 100. And we'll be stacking at least $100 that day. But if we get 100 people watching, we'll stack 1,000. We'll stack $1,000 in Bitcoin. All right. So with that said, let's do the actual buy. Oh no! Are you seeing? Uh-oh. There's problems. Swan's having problems now that we're trying to buy Bitcoin because it's pumping like crazy. Let's see, buy preview. Sorry, I had to recopy this because it said it has having a problem. As most exchanges do. When the price moves too fast, exchanges have problems. Okay, here we go. I'm switching over and buying right now. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Lolade in the house. What up? It's okay, Lolade. You tune in whenever you want. Do what you want. There was a crazy pump today, Lolade, due to fake news, but it still pumped the price as expected. There we go. We stacked an extra $10 in stats. And honestly, guys, I feel like I'm missing out by only stacking 10. But the rules are the rules of the show. If I feel I should be stacking more, I'm gonna stack that on my private stack offline. Okay. Here we go. So let's go back into the browser and show what the stack is doing. Okay. So let's go back here and populate the fields for today's buy. Today's 10, 16, 23. And we bought at, dang, it seems so high looking at it right now, 28,617. We only bought $10 worth today. And it cost us 10 cents to buy those $10. And that's our sats for today. 34,944 Satoshis is what we accumulated today. We're adding that to our stack. Off topic, but headsets. What headset are you using? For my regular live streaming, Leonard, I use like these noise canceling Sony headphones that I have. I've been using these for a while. Let's see what they're called. I think they're like Sony noise canceling ones. They're different than the one I use for the gaming. But I might switch back to these for gaming. These are nice. Okay, so we've stacked, and our stack is now at 5.36 million Satoshis, aka 0.0536785 Bitcoin. Okay. Look at that. Just like that. We were down last week and now we're up 2.71%, 3%. Hey, who knows what's going to happen? We might come back down. We might go back up. But in the end, it's going up and to the right for reasons stated previously. Okay. So it costs us $1,491.71 to accumulate 5,367,850 sats, and they're valued at 1,532. Okay, these numbers, remember, guys, are an illusion. It is a number that's going to continue to inflate, and continue to steal your wealth. As long as this number continues to go up, try to get this number as high as you can. Okay? Because when the ETF gets approved, oh my gosh, you'll be set. Okay, you'll be set. Stack as much Bitcoin as you can. That's what we do. Okay? So, super bullish today. Super positive about this. I realize that it's hard to find the extra cash to save, right? But once you realize the importance of this and you do the research and you understand the significance of what it could do for your life, you will find the way. Okay? Sell everything you don't use. Don't buy stuff you don't need. Okay? There's a difference between a need and a want. Okay? Don't be the kid that eats a marshmallow right when the tester leaves the room. Be the kid that waits the 5 minutes so you can get 2 marshmallows. Okay? Get 2 marshmallows, guys. Get 2 marshmallows. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a test they do on kids to that can predict how well they're gonna do in life. it's pretty hilarious watching them do the test too. You leave a kid in a room by themselves with nothing but a plate and a marshmallow on top of the plate, a big plump nice one, and you tell the kid, you can have this marshmallow anytime you want, but if you wait 5 minutes, I will give you 2 marshmallows. So do you want the immediate gratification of whatever you're going to buy next that you don't even really need? Or do you want the long-term gratification of just more of whatever you want, right? Of prosperity, right? Right? It's like, yeah, it's like that. Okay, look up. I can't remember what it's called. Hold on, let me look up what it's called real quick so I don't leave you guys hanging. Children marshmallow test. Children's marshmallow test. Yeah, there it is. It's called the Stanford Marshmallow Experiment. The Stanford Marshmallow Experiment. Look that up. They have some pretty funny videos of the kids like trying not to touch it. They like cover their eyes so they can't see it. It's so funny, but it's true. You gotta have the willpower. Gotta have better willpower than these kids. Okay. Okay. I would have crushed the test. I would have crushed the test. A kid I didn't. Oh, nice. As a kid, Lennon would have had too many marshmallows and he wouldn't want to eat any of them anyway. Oh, Carl said I sure would eat it. No, Carl, you're doing right, dude. You're already doing. Look, you're foregoing a day of sushi, right? And that one time you forewent a day of sushi, bought you X amount of sats. That X amount of sats in 4 years, 8 years is gonna buy a lot. It's gonna buy you a lot more than sushi, right? It's gonna give you leverage. It's gonna give you real property, right? It's gonna give you real an asset, right? Right. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the show. I gotta go back to work and get them fiat dollars so I can buy some more sats while they're still cheap. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Stack Sats Show. Tomorrow, we'll be back here, chilling and buying sats. So if you want to join us, come join us. Share this video with your friends. Share the channel with your friends that need to hear the Bitcoin truth. Okay? Let your broke friends know. Hey, you need to get your shit together. Oops. You need to get your stuff together. Go watch the Stack Sats show and learn about the money that's stealing from you. Tell me, hey, just be like, hey, did you know money steals from you? And they'll be like, nah. They'll be like, yeah, dude. Go watch the Stack Sats show. StackSatsShow.com. Make it easy on them. Okay? Or tell them, hey, if the government has a money printer and they can just print as much money as they need, why do I have to pay taxes? See you tomorrow.